says annotate.
Annotate the question.
Annotate the question. We annotate the question, Rashawn, every time, right? And today, that looks like we're annotating for the fractions that we're comparing. Can you read this one?
Show work.
Show work. We show our work every time, LA, right? And today, that looks like we draw a number line for each fraction, we label it, and then we use an alligator sign, right? Greater than or less than to compare them. Okay, and the last one, Rashawn, can you read this? It's kind of far away. If you need help, let me know. Just Rashawn.
Annotate.
Just Rashawn.
Annotate.
This says answer.
Answer. Or
This says statement. What does it say?
statement.
Answer statement. Yeah. We write an answer statement. So today that looks like you circle your final answer, okay? So these three are the ones that we're gonna do on every problem. You got it, Jamie?
Work.
You got it? Hold it still. Okay, so this first problem, I'll take your question this way. This first problem says this. Your job as I'm reading this is to annotate for what we're trying to find, Rashawn. You ready? Let me see your pencil ready. Malia has 2 ribbons that are the same length. One is green and one is yellow. She uses 3/6 of the green and 3/4 of the yellow. Does she use more green or yellow? Drawing model and 2 lines. So your job right now, I want you to circle the 2 fractions that we're comparing. Go back in your problem, Janie. It's on your paper. Check out your paper. Circle the 2 fractions that we're comparing. I'm gonna look. Get there in 5 seconds. Oh, Dale already has it. Oh my gosh. Does Rashawn have it? Circle the 2 fractions that we're comparing. Kenneth, you got it? Circle the 2 fractions that we're comparing. Let me see.
I did.
Can you circle the 2 fractions that we're comparing? Thank you. Okay, let me see. Hands up. What's one fraction that you just circled? What's one fraction that you just circled? Dale, what's one fraction?
3/6.
3/6. Okay, Janie, what's the other fraction?
3/4.
3/4. Okay, the next thing we need to annotate for, Rashawn, is what we're trying to figure out. So I'm gonna read this bottom part again, and then you need to go back and annotate. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Does she use more green or yellow ribbon?
More green or blue.
Draw a model and 2 number lines. Okay, annotate your question. Go. What are we trying to figure out? Don't solve it, just annotate. What are we trying to figure out in the question? Underline the important parts of the question. Oh, okay, I'll take this. Thank you. Okay, I see Dale annotating. Janie, have you annotated? This is the question. Kenneth, this is the question. Does she use more green ribbon or more yellow ribbon?
More green.
All right, come back. 5, 4, 3. Pencils down. Rashawn, you ready? 2 and 1. Okay, everybody should have a pencil down. Otherwise, I got to run clips, Kenneth. Thank you for fixing it. Okay, so what's one thing that I should have underlined, Janie?
You said underline.
Kenneth.
Ribbon.
I'm sorry.
Or more green ribbons or more yellow.
Yeah, so if you don't have this question underlined, go ahead and underline it right now. Does she use more green or yellow ribbon? Underline that. Underline that, Rashawn. 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 Underline that.
Kenneth is underlining, does she use more green or yellow ribbon? Because that's the question we're trying to answer in this problem.
Okay, Rashawn, what's the second thing that I should have underlined?
2.
Draw.
Draw. And that's not true.
Model.
Model.
This is and.
And 2.
Number lines. Draw a model and 2 number lines. This is a sign for number. Okay? Underline that if you don't have it underlined, because that tells us what we actually have to do, right, Jamie? I'll just hold this until the end. It's okay. Make sure this question is underlined.
That's what that lady.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Dale has it underlined. So now we can move on, Janie. As soon as your question's underlined,
One question.
we can move on to the next step. Because look, track the board. Rashawn's tracking, Dale's tracking, Janie's tracking. Thanks, Janie. Kenneth, track the board. Okay, so now I have to move your clip, friend. Track the board, okay? Up here. Okay, so we just did our first step. We just annotated the question. Now I can put a check on that, and I can also put a check because we did what we were supposed to do today, Dale. And we annotated for the fractions that we're comparing. So now we get to move on to step number 2. What's step number 2? Always.
Show
Kenneth.
work.
Kenneth.
Show work.
Show work. Yeah, we gotta show our work. So we do that today by drawing a model and 2 number lines. So the fractions we need to compare, don't forget. Dele, don't forget, the fractions we need to compare are 3/6
your answer.
and 3/4. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. So let's draw a model first, okay? Let's draw a model first. So we're gonna draw a model, Dele, for 3/6 and 3/4. So I'm gonna draw 2 rectangles. And Janie, should my rectangles be the same size or different sizes?
Same.
The same size. Rashawn, why do they have to be the same size? Kenneth, back to your share.
So they could be equal.
Rashawn,
They could be equal. So they could be equal, and both of them gotta have a equal piece. Equal amount.
Right.
Equal.
it's not your turn.
No, I mean, so that it could be equal, and they go. Cause if one is small and one is big, the first one gonna have a big piece and the other one gonna have a smaller piece, because the smaller is the less and the bigger.
Right, so will we be able to tell which fraction is bigger if they're different sizes?
No.
No, they have to be the same size. So go draw 2 same size rectangles. Do it now. 2 same size rectangles. And I'm gonna label them underneath. I'm gonna say this one is yellow, Y for yellow, and this one is green, G for green. Make sure yours match, right? Dale, you're moving ahead, and I'm happy that you're excited about this, but your model needs to match mine. Okay? Kenneth, you got it?
No.
Okay, so remember, you can only stand up if you're standing right behind your chair. Otherwise, you need to sit down. Got it? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, great. We all have the same model now. So Janie, if I'm trying to split my yellow model up, tear down. If I'm trying to split my yellow model up, how many pieces am I going to cut it into? 3. How many pieces am I going to cut my model into, Janie? If I'm trying to find 3/6.
3.
So
6.
which is it? 3 or 6? 6. How do you know that it's 6?
Because it said that is 6, but
I can't understand.
It said that is 6.
The say it again, the denominator.
The denominator.
Say denominator.
The denominator.
Everybody say denominator.
Denominator
And the
is
denominator is 6. Good. Split your first rectangle into 6 equal pieces. I need to make mine bigger. Excellent. Now, Rashawn, how am I going to label one of these pieces? Okay, Rashawn. Oh, I said Rashawn. Rashawn, how do I label one of these pieces? So if your voice is on and I didn't call on you, then I have to move your clip. Rashawn, how am I going to label one of these pieces? Okay, you can finish yours in just a second. 1/6. Go ahead and do that. Make sure every piece, Janie, is labeled with 1/6.
Is there, can I,
Yep.